Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, so Rahman here from S20. So welcome back to this YouTube channel. I hope all of you are well. Today I will share with you something interesting here. Can you guess what is it? But before that, I want to remind you to be grateful and say Alhamdulillah, because until this day, all of you who watch this video, inshallah, are still in a healthy and safe conditions. And for a moment, I want to invite all of you to pray for our relatives who are affected by this virus outbreak. So, since the implementation of work from home, physical and social distancing in early April 2020, this has led to many changes in human life patterns. One of them is in terms of religious rituals or worship. As a Muslim, in my religion, there are many kinds of worship that are done every day. Of course, I felt so many differences and changes that occurred in many worship activities before and after the pandemic came. What kind of change are made? Come on, let's see. First, after the implementation of the PSBB, many mosques were temporarily closed. Where before the coronavirus came, every prayer time, the sound of Adzan was always reverberating. And after the coronavirus came, sound of Adzan was not heard much in the mosque, and it made the atmosphere feel very lonely and different from usual. Muslims must be accustomed to making themselves aware by installing prayer reminder application, for example, like this one. Because the Adzan is no longer heard to call Muslim to hurry to pray. Second, because the mosques are temporarily closed, many Muslims, especially men, no longer pray in mosque, whereas congregational prayer or Jamaah prayer is obligatory in the mosque for a man if there is no udhur syar'i that prevent him, as many have explained in the Quran and Sunnah. However, the COVID-19 pandemic was included in udhur syar'i, which caused the obligation to pray in Jamaah in the mosque for men to become non-obligatory because of the current pandemic. This analogous to our acclaimed by other udhur syar'i such as illness, heavy rain, strong wind, cold weather, and other masyaqqah or difficulties. As a result of this, the mosques were deserted. However, this only happened in the early days of the PSBB. In the new normal era, mosques were reopened and Muslims could return to praying by fulfilling health protocols. Third, relates to the previous point, Muslims who pray in Jamaah by complying with health protocols also experience changes from their previous habits. The Jamaah prayer, which was previously carried out by closing the line for saf of prayer, changed to being separated by several distance. Then the mosque no longer provided a prayer mat in it, but the Jamaah had to carry it respectively. And other things that changed were when a Muslim pandemic was allowed to wear a mask when performing Jamaah prayer at the mosque. Although there is a hadith that prohibits or makes it difficult to cover the mouth and nose during the prayer. However, based on what I have read on muslim.or.id, I will put a link in the description box. Something that is makruh is allowed when there is a desire. For example, the use of masks during Jamaah prayers during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is permissible to wear them because there is a desire or the need to protect ourselves from viruses. Fourth, in the month of Ramadan, worship activities that are usually carried out in the mosque for a while must be done at home, like Tarawih prayers, which are usually held in Jamaah in mosque. And after the pandemic comes, they are held at home with family. Then other activities such as itikaf, santan kilat, and iftar jama'i or breaking the fast together, which usually in live-in activities in mosque, were also absent. This makes the atmosphere of Ramadan figure different from usual, but as Muslim, the spirit of worship should not be extinguished just because of certain things. 5. The saddest thing is with regard to the celebration of major holidays in Islam, such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Things that feel very different happen on the day of Eid al-Fitr, where during Eid al-Fitr, the Eid prayers, which are usually done in the mosque or in the field, are done at home and do it in Jamaah only with the family. Other traditions that usually accompany Islamic holidays can partly be implemented, such as eating the special foods of Eid like ketupat, rendang, chicken opor. However, some other traditions can be implemented directly, like returning to your hometown or pulang kampung, forgiving each other to relatives and distant relatives in your hometown. As a result, many Muslims use the web conference platform to exchange news and apologize. At the time of Eid al-Adha, because it has entered the new normal era, the activities are not so different from the previous Eid al-Adha, because Muslims are allowed to attend and carry out the Eid prayer at the mosque, although still with the health protocols. Also, Muslims can still perform kurban meal, so that on that day, Muslims can still share with each other at the right moment where many people are experiencing economic difficulties due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic in the economic sector. So that the kurban meat given will be very beneficial and full of blessings for those who receive it. Even though Eid al-Adha itself has not changed much from before, there is one thing that is very different, where Mecca and Kaaba feel very quiet. You can see from this pic. This can be seen because many people share photos of the Holy Land on social media due to the absence of people doing Hajj for this year. Yes, I think those are all things that I felt in my worship activities during the COVID-19 pandemic that felt a little different than usual, but actually not a different kind of worship, mostly just because of the atmosphere and conditions that cause other activities to adapt to the situation. Thank you everyone for watching this video to the end. Hopefully the COVID pandemic will end soon and we can do our activities again as we should. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.